What is up, guys? It's Jacobi. It is a not clear, but nice dark Friday morning. And I hope whenever you watch this, you're having a great day. If not, I hope it gets better or that tomorrow's even better. Anyway, I uploaded that video, I guess 2 days ago now, but for me it's still yesterday. The Minecraft one. And I realized it's been ages and ages. So I wanted to give you guys a little update on kind of what I've been up to very briefly and kind of what I want to do with this channel moving forward. Part of what's been going on has just been it's been busy. Things have been busy and this kind of fell off the radar. And I'm hoping to get back into it, hoping to make something of this. Um, the other part is I had my computer that I'd been doing everything on died, and I lost a bunch of different things I've been working on. And I thought, well, that kind of stinks, but it is what it is. So went out, bought a new one, and started trying to get back on track, working on my different projects. And wouldn't you know it, that one also broke. So I'm on to computer number 3 now. I have already noticed the screen is cracked. I don't know what's going on. I'm usually really good with computers. Until this year, knock on wood, I've never cracked a computer screen. I have my old laptop from college. I don't think it'll boot anymore, but all the components should still work. But all of a sudden, they're just breaking left and right. So, moving forward, in an effort to try and just put out more content, it's going to be different. And the first thought I had was exactly like this. For those that don't know, currently, I drive a truck for my job, and it's a lot of just driving down the road. And I thought that might be interesting. I tried doing a podcast a few years ago with a buddy of mine. Didn't really work out, but that's okay. but he is also a truck driver, and it was basically just the two of us talking on the phone and driving. So I figured maybe I could do a similar thing here. And they're going to be like largely unedited, just driving, fill in the silence with something. And it's not going to be, I think, very compelling content, but like if you like driving, oh, I just said it's going to be largely unedited, and then my voice cracks. Amazing. Well, I made my bed. Time to lay in it. The audio is not going to be as good as like the audiobook recordings, just because I'm just using like a headset which has a lot of noise canceling and stuff on it. Like you'll probably hear some of the bumps, the turn signals, if I get some sort of pop-up in the truck that has a noise associated with it, you'll probably hear that. You'll probably hear some road noise, wind, rain, snow, whatever. But I mean, I can just see the like audio levels, and it's so much better than what I get to listen to. Let me see. Okay, in advance, turn down your volume. I'm going to try and turn off my headset, see if it'll record just with the normal microphone on the phone, and then I'll be right back. So, as you can tell, it's a significant difference. This headset's putting in a lot of work. So that's the first idea I had, was doing almost like a vlog or a podcast, but then just having the video to go along with it. And I don't think they're going to be super long. But I do have a lot of hours to fill, so who knows? I think the biggest constraint is going to be, do I have enough storage on my phone? The second, dang it. All right, stand by, guys. Hang on. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Having some technical difficulties. I just have my phone in a phone mount because obviously I can't be holding it, especially as a truck driver. And the little suction cup decided to quit twice. So I might have to figure out a better solution. But it's hanging on right this second, so we'll see how long that lasts. So light editing, I'll probably cut some of that time out. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So first idea, just to get more stuff out there, is doing like this. And just fill in the air, talking to you guys. If you have questions, I'll try and answer them. Leave a comment, and I'll try and answer it on the next one. It probably won't be a daily thing, but I mean, I'm just driving down the road, not doing much other than driving. So, talking to you guys, that's fine. Fine by me. Most truckers will usually just talk on the phone, and I really don't see much of a difference, at least in my opinion. So, why not? The second idea I had, I'd like to try and get some of the like video game videos because I do enjoy playing games. I'm not particularly good, but if I could do something like that, that would be fun. And if it's something people are into, great. If not, that's fine. I already have a couple other videos on the account. I think they were lives actually, back when Stadia was going. Are you kidding me? I'm still holding out hope that Google will bring back Stadia. But, you know, that's probably never going to happen. So, and yeah, there are the other ones, GeForce Now, Xbox Live, Ultimate. Um, PlayStation Now, Boosteroid, etc. They're not the same. Stadia was good. It was really, really good. It didn't get the attention it deserved. It had issues, but I mean, I could play Shadow of the Tomb Raider on my phone in the truck. Anyway, uh, maybe doing some gaming content. That I think would be fun. I'd love to try doing a let's play. I think I'd probably have to get better at the whole narration thing. Not like reading off a script and you know what I mean? Like actually as I'm playing. Because as it is, I think we'd have a lot of pauses, ums, kind of like right now. So being able to just, okay, I think we're going to do this. And ideally making it funny. I've been told I'm funny, but again, I don't know. We'll see about that. What else? I still definitely want to do the audiobooks. That's important to me. So that's definitely coming. I have, okay, little aside first, I guess. Between, not the very last video, but the previous video I did, well, heck, even all the way back to Egil Saga, and then there was nothing for a long time, and then the two Nomi videos. I don't think I had anything else in there in the interim. So between that and now, I've done quite a few, not a ton, but I've done a few books with or for LibriVox. They do public domain books, and it's a whole site dedicated to just that. You have volunteer readers. They show up and go, okay, I'll read this one. And it's usually broken into parts. So, like, I'll read chapters 2 through 4. Okay, I'll read 5 through 7. And a couple of them that I got to work on recently were more similar to like a full cast recording where I'm just the lines of one character, and that guy is just the lines of Jack, and she is just the lines of Melissa, whatever. And it was kind of eye opening because I think anybody that ever thought of it or thought about it will go, well, yeah, obviously, that's how you would do it. I never thought about it. And it's plainly evident by how I handled Egil Saga. And so I've tried doing this video 4 or 5, maybe more times now. I was just trying to get the feel right. Obviously, the pacing isn't there yet. Need some more work on that. But like I did the recording and then just took a video of me driving, which was close. But like for example, you'd hear the turn signal, but you wouldn't see like the light for it, or you would see the light for it and not hear a turn signal. And it was a little weird. I'd go over a bump, but the video looks smooth, or I would go over a big bump and like whatever I was saying would catch. And the video wouldn't reflect that. So tried this app, tried that app, tried this thing, tried that thing, tried doing this, tried saying, or not saying, tried using this device, tried a bunch of stuff. And this app, I think, seems like it's going to be pretty good. We'll see. It is older, hasn't been updated in years, and that's my concern. I've also noticed the video looks quite dark, and I'm hoping I can brighten it up a little bit. But we'll see. Granted, it is quite dark out, so I don't think it's unreasonable that the video is dark. What was I saying? Oh, the audiobooks. I still definitely want to do them. Learned a lot from LibriVox about how to do like the full cast recording, which is really what I want to do. And and the way they do it, somebody goes through the entire script, right? And they go, okay, here's all the lines for Tom, here's all the lines for Jack, here's all the lines for Melissa. And they'll highlight them in the manuscript. So The reader just has to go through, oh, here's my yellow line. I read that. Okay, let's go through and find the next yellow line. Oh, here it is. Read that for every character and the narrator. And then, like for me, I record all my lines and then just hand them a file. Not literally hand, obviously, but give them a file with all the lines in there. And then someone else goes in and they cut it all to pieces and do the same for everyone else's and stitch them all back together so that it's right. And it's a lot more work than the way I did it. But I suppose I should address that as well. Why was my attempt, not the story, my attempt at Egil Saga, I mean, I see it as a failure. I didn't finish it. It was fun. I liked doing it. But the biggest problem was, okay, why did it fail? The short answer, I got sick. And then it just fell off and I didn't come back to it. Nice, easy, short answer. The longer and more truthful answer is I really didn't know what I was doing, and it was kind of doomed to fail from the beginning. And to elaborate on that, the way I was recording, so obviously I drive a semi. Sorry, we're going to go off on another tangent here. I feel like a lot of people don't realize semi drivers don't have like an 8-hour day, right? You don't go to work, put in your 8, maybe 8.5 if you do a lunch, and then go home. Semi drivers will usually put in 10, 12, 14 hours a day. 14 is supposed to be the legal limit of how much you're supposed to work. There are a lot of asterisks on that, though, where, okay, if you get to 14, you just need to be done driving. That's number one. The second is, like, if you start and stop from the same location, one day out of 5, you can work 16 hours. So if your job lets you, with the first option, you can go drive around for 14 hours. Well, you can drive around for 11, but from when you start to when you stop, 14 hours later. There's so many rules. And then they can go, okay, I need you to unload all the trailers here. And that just means, okay, unload the trailers. And they can have you do that for as long as your whatever laws and rules that they have allow. But then you can't start driving until you've been off duty for 10 hours. So when I was doing Egil Saga, I was frequently doing 13 or more hours a day. Sometimes 16. And so I'd work, come home, eat, shower, all that stuff, record, edit, and then upload, all in the same day. Occasionally I'd get a little bit ahead and, oh, I got 2 chapters recorded today and feel really proud of myself. And then think, well, I worked extra hard yesterday recording those 2 chapters. I deserve a break today, and would just stop. And that's not really the way to do it. It should be, I mean, it shouldn't be like that at all. But should be record 2 chapters every day, so that way, cough, if you do get sick, okay, well, I've got this backlog of chapters I can upload, right? And I just never had one. So whatever I got up to, chapter 38, and that's amazing, I think, that I stayed on top of it that long. I think I got them every day. Maybe I skipped a few days, but I mean, it was a long time ago. I don't remember. And the other problem was, like, first chapter, no big deal. But, chapter 30, I don't know specifically chapter 30, but just pulling that number out, you go, oh, okay, we've met this character before. Oh no, what voice did I use for them? Because one of the things that, like, you're supposed to kind of aim to do is make it so that a listener can tell who the character is just by the voice. So it shouldn't be Shirley said, hello, it's nice to meet you. You should just be able to it's nice to meet you. Does that make sense? Now, if it's just somebody just reading it, which that's how some narrators do it, that's fine. But then you definitely need the Shirley said, Mike said, Tom said, before or after every line, you know? But the ones I like listening to, and I assume this is how they do it, it's kind of the only way that makes sense, is they go through and record each line. Now, I hadn't thought about it when I started Egil Saga. I went, okay, I'll just make up a voice for each of these people, and away we go. Well, then, during recording, after putting in a 14-hour day at work, I'm reading through and go, oh, wait, what did so and so sound like? So I'd have to stop recording, go through either the recordings themselves or a previous video, or, you know, find them, go, oh, okay, they kind of sounded like this. Try and recreate the voice, and then continue recording. And that adds a lot more time to the whole thing. And I think generally it's supposed to be like for every whatever hour that you record, you'll get like 15 minutes of actual recording. So, and that's of course doing it the correct way, not my way. So, going through and recording each individual character, you just have one voice that you're doing right now. You don't have to worry about forgetting how does this person sound. And you don't have to keep changing it to go, oh, that person's pretty close to this person right now. I better try and make this person's voice more gravelly or softer or more high pitched or whatever, you know, and then trying to go back. It doesn't make sense. So to recap that point, I'm working on another saga. It's going to be a much shorter one because that was another issue with Egil Saga is it's pretty big, pretty 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 long saga. And Hrafnkel Saga is significantly shorter. Now, do I want to go back and redo Egil Saga? Yeah, absolutely. But let's try doing a couple. Maybe knock out some of the shorter ones, and then we can talk about going back to Egil Saga or what's another one long? Another long one. Uh, Njal's, I think, is pretty long. Honestly, I haven't looked for a little while, but I'm working on Hrafnkel's. Working on going through and doing like the highlighting and everything right now, and then I'll start recording. Then I'll start editing. The good side, bad side of that, though, it means it's going to be a while before that comes out. But it means I think it's going to be a better quality than at least what I could otherwise do. A better quality. Amazing. It will be better quality than I think that I could otherwise do. And once I've got it done being recorded and edited, I should be able to just start uploading it, and I'll schedule it so it's spaced out. Upload a chapter a day or something. But then I should just be able to go, okay, it's good to go. And move on to the next thing. I think I'll probably do the individual chapters again. But then after they're all uploaded, I'll do like one big compilation. If that makes sense. So basically, it's just the full audiobook. And I'll put like timestamps and stuff so that you can skip around to the different chapters. But also just have individual chapters in a playlist. But yeah, as I said, it's going to be It's going to be a while for that, but I am working on it. There was something else. Can't remember what now. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to do, I have a couple like wildly different sort of projects that I've been doing. Um, and they've kind of stagnated for me just because of interest, because that's just kind of how I am. Is I'll work on something like crazy, but then I will just lose interest in it and move on to the next shiny thing. And I'd like to try to get some of those sort of videos up, if that makes sense. I think kind of like I think the closest would be like how King of Random at least was. I think that was originally my thought for doing a YouTube channel was doing like that sort of thing. And okay, for this video we're going to do smelting aluminum. Okay, next video we're going to do learning piano. Okay, next one we're going to do drywall. I don't know. But just absolutely random stuff that just interests me. And maybe I have some experience in that area. Maybe I have none and I'm learning about it for the first time. There are a lot of things that I know a little bit about, but there's a lot of things that I know absolutely nothing about. And I think I'd like to, well, just in general, I'd like to make that less uh, a lot of things I don't know anything about. Maybe just quite a few things I don't know. Because, like I've always said, I love learning. I didn't like school very much, but I love learning things. And I think that's kind of a big distinction. I don't have anywhere I'm going with that, but I guess the idea behind all of it, I do want to try and make something out of this YouTube stuff because, like, I like driving a semi. I don't want to be doing it for years and years and years and years. I already have been doing it for years and years. But I don't want to be retirement age and still driving a truck, if that makes sense. For right now, it's fine. It's good money. I think that's another thing that people don't realize is truck drivers make pretty good money. It's not going to set the world on fire sort of money, but you can do really well. It's not particularly difficult. Like, it's not like doing surgery where well, okay, no. If you mess up, something bad can happen. Definitely. But it seems less intense than surgery, if that makes sense. And it can definitely be a hard job, but it's not a difficult job. What are you doing? Left lane closed 2.5 miles. Great. But I guess part of the deal, because I'm not always on the same route, usually I go to the same place. So doing a video like this, the views aren't really going to change. We'll have different circumstances, but like, oh, today it might be rainy or it might snow, but you kind of get used to like, okay, here's the exit, then you drive. Oop. But I do have other routes as well that sometimes I go on. And some of them can be really cool looking. Either like you drive past a cool building or you drive over like some cool area or drive through just a absolutely deserted, naturey area, and the whole thing is just pitch black. And it's kind of spooky, but cool. I thought that could be pretty neat to share. And I was watching a couple like Let's Plays, and one of them I stumbled across. I don't want to mess up the name, so I'll avoid it. But they also do uh, audiobooks, and they were doing the same sort of thing as, like I was saying, that I'd like to do, where, okay, we are going to chop down this tree, so we gotta run up, and we'll punch it, and chop, 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 chop. Guys, I'm thinking about making a blah, blah, blah. And he has like a sub genre let's play of fall asleep to this. And he just talks a little quieter, sets the game to easy mode, and like his in particular kind of clued me into it, but two of the others that I watched also happened to mention that, where people will turn on their like let's play or whatever specifically to fall to, got stumbled there, specifically to fall asleep to. And I thought, boy, what's more boring than watching the road go by? That would put some people to sleep. Not me. I enjoy it. But I know a lot of people will go, oh, the road's going zonk. So, like that noise right there. Probably not a good choice if I'm trying to help people fall asleep. But I thought that could be good, like for this style of video. Just trying to keep it a little bit quieter. And if people want to use it to fall asleep to, fantastic. I think what was it? Not Guardians of the Galaxy. Not The Guardian. Rise of the Guardians? Where it's like the Easter Bunny and Jack Frost and Santa and the Tooth Fairy and the Sandman. Wild left turn, I know. But the point is, like, one of the things they talk about is, oh no, is it a Matryoshka doll? The like nesting dolls where you put one inside this one and then that one goes inside. You know what I mean? But they did that for, I think, Santa, and each layer was like, oh, he's strong, but he's friendly, but he's also kind, and he's also, but at the very center, like the core of his being, was one of the emotions. I think, like, bringing happiness to others or something like that. And for me, I think my core thing is trying to be helpful. Like, if I feel like I'm not being helpful, or what I'm doing isn't at least potentially helpful to someone, then, and it could just be helpful to me. I am hungry, so I want a sandwich. So making the sandwich makes sense. But it could be reading a book out because other people can't. Or making a video like this just so somebody has something to put on to fill the silence. Or they want to see what a small bit of driving a truck is like. But, like, it feels at least potentially helpful to others. And that could be entertainment, it could be reassurance, whatever. But, like, that's my core. I think this is how they referred to it. So that's what I want to do. One of the other things that I was thinking about the other day, I don't remember where I heard it, when I heard it, but for some reason it's not even a quote, but just a general idea is stuck in my head where, like, it's kind of like an anti-imposter syndrome thought. And it was, no matter how you feel about it, if somebody pays you to do something, you're now a professional. And I was thinking about it because, like, obviously, you, what, make bread. Okay. And you sell it, you're a professional baker. Whether you feel like a professional or not, doesn't matter. You are now. And like it does kind of bring up its own problems if you think too hard about it. Like, oh, okay, well, now I've got a higher standard to meet because I was just a home baker and now I'm a professional. And so all my bread has to be super high quality every time because professionals don't make mistakes. Here's a secret, they do. But I think more so it's you may not feel like what you're doing is good enough, but if somebody pays you to do it, even just once, let's say you draw a picture, right? Somebody goes, oh, that's beautiful. Can I buy it? Okay. You are a professional artist now. So, how many kids and adults at this point are professional artists because they sold their parent a like a little crayon drawing when they were 3 for like a quarter, right? Hey, obviously, that's not what's meant. But if like you're doing something like, oh, I really want to make pottery, but it just doesn't feel good enough, or I want to make YouTube videos, or bracelets, whatever. I want to play music. Uh oh, got a car on the left here. Oh, now you speed up over in the right lane. Thanks. Amazing. Ooh, you got a tire off, buddy. Sorry. Um, like, you want to play the saxophone. What's the word for it? Uh, you go busk on the street and somebody drops $1 in your saxophone case. Technically, you could be considered a professional saxophone player now. I think most people wouldn't consider that. But like if you're struggling with confidence, which lots of people do, I do, obviously. Not obviously. I haven't shared anything. Okay, I do. But you see all of these other people that always look so confident and they're in their element always. And it can be really discouraging because, like, oh, well, obviously they know what they're doing. And then here I am trying to play saxophone, but like I'm not at their level and I don't play saxophone. I'm just an example. Hypothetical, right? But like if you're trying to make a living playing saxophone and you're looking at professional saxophone players, well, most of them that you're going to look at are going to be amazing. I mean, look at like a professional athlete, right? Even the worst professional athlete could, okay, I say worst. Maybe, maybe not. So, probably. Even the worst could probably do whatever it is they do soccer, football, basketball, baseball, etc. Whatever thing they do could probably do it way better than 99% of the general public. So, if you want to be a professional basketball player and you're looking at, I mean, you're not going to look at the worst guy in the league. You're going to look at, oh no, I haven't, that was a bad job. I haven't kept up on basketball at all. LeBron James and the one Steph Curry. Oh, that's terrible. Like, but okay, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, right? You're gonna look at those guys and go, "That's who I want to be." And then when you're not as good as them, you're gonna feel like a failure. But like, let's say you join some league. This is getting away from me because generally you don't. Um, okay, back to saxophone. Dang it, I don't know any saxophone players. Okay, painter, right? So restart the whole analogy, I guess. So, you want to be a painter, and you look at Picasso or Rembrandt or Georgia O'Keeffe or Monet, and like their stuff's all great. Some people might like it more than others. Some people might prefer Van Gogh. I hope all of those were painters. So one person may prefer Picasso. One person may prefer Van Gogh. But if you're looking at their stuff, their paintings, and comparing it to yours, like you might think it's great. You might be doing a fantastic job, but it doesn't feel like it sometimes because, oh, okay, I'm going to try and sell my painting. Nobody's bought it. Nobody wants my stuff. Nobody's watching my YouTube video. Nobody's listening to my music. Nobody's buying my bread, right? But I mean, you should be doing it because it's something that you love to do, but that's kind of neither here nor there. That's not really what I'm talking about. But okay, you've got your paintings out, you're trying to sell something to somebody, and okay, I saw Picasso sold for, I have no idea what number, $1,000, and okay, I'll set mine for $900 because I think it's just as good. And you might be right. I'm not arguing that fact. But like if nobody buys it, that can be really demoralizing. And if you haven't sold anything and you're expecting $900 for a painting, that seems a little ridiculous. But again, kind of neither here nor there. But if you're just doing a little doodle on the napkin or something, and somebody says, "Oh, that's amazing. Can I buy it?" And you're like, "Yeah, okay, $1, whatever. This doesn't matter." Right, but now, like that's that you are a professional. So even if you didn't love what you sold, or you weren't impressed with that thing, or the money isn't that good, it's less so the money isn't that good, and it's more so the recognition that somebody somewhere found value in your work and wants to appreciate it. So one person watches your YouTube video. One person pauses just for a moment as they are walking by to listen to your saxophone. Right? And it doesn't have to be money. It can be that time, which is an even more valuable resource. We'll talk about that at a different time. But somebody appreciates your work. Okay. That's my long-winded approach to explaining that. So then my question is, what if they don't know that you're doing that? That should that still count? Like, what if you're writing poetry and like somebody drops $1 in your hat, like thinking you're homeless or something? Like, you kind of got paid for writing poetry, but also they didn't realize that, so you kind of didn't. But you're making money, so it's, you know what I mean? I This question popped up because of this exact sort of thing. I'm doing a recording making a YouTube video, and my job is paying me right now. Does that mean I'm a professional YouTuber? Even though they don't know that I'm doing it? I think probably not. I think that doesn't count. But on the other hand, you see a lot of people, not exclusively truck drivers, but just people driving, and they're on their phone. So, I mean, obviously I'm not doing that. So maybe that's a making YouTube videos is an incentive to not be on your phone. Oh my goodness. I just looked at the recording time. I've been rambling for almost an hour and a half. I didn't mean for it to take that long. Okay. Well, that's fantastic, I guess. If you're into it. If not, uh, you probably already turned this off. But to recap, the original reason for the video. Hi guys. I do plan on putting up more videos. Doing some different categories. Some like this, maybe some gaming stuff, definitely more audiobook stuff, and maybe just like some random other things. and what I've been up to. I broke some computers, learned some stuff, and hopefully things will be better going forward. Okay. Um, I think I'm going to cut this off for now. And yeah, if you guys do like this, it seems strange, but fantastic. I'd love to get some engagement on it. Leave comments with questions. I'll answer them. I'll have much better to do. Uh, give the video a like if you like it. Helps out the channel. Maybe we'll start a new genre that nobody knew they needed before this. Truck driver talking channel. If you're new here and sat all the way through this, probably just go ahead and hit subscribe. Um, so you're notified when more stuff comes out. Yeah, I'm sure all one of you who's still listening is just loving this, but I appreciate you, and I will talk like this to you guys again pretty soon. All right. Be safe out there. Thanks, everybody.